Okay, a little bit of an off-topic topic here. Just something on my mind, and I'm not really scared to express myself sexually or talk about my own sexuality because it's something natural, and there's really nothing to be ashamed of as long as we're doing it or I'm doing it responsibly. And I just want to, do a disclaimer before I start the video. As long as I'm doing whatever I'm doing responsibly and I'm taking accountability for my actions, then I don't think there's anything wrong with sex, as long as you're not messing with a married woman or someone that is in they're with somebody or something. You see all those kind of societal ways of doing things, which I'm not really into myself. But anyway, that's not what I want to talk about. What I do want to talk about is, I know for me, being a 37-year-old man, as I got older, I kind of got more into foreplay and talking dirty and teasing, and the part before the climax, so to speak. When you're younger, you're like a wild animal. You know what I'm saying? When you're younger, you're kind of like a wild animal that just wants to, bust one really quick. And then you're like, now, I know for me, when I do my thing, I'm kind of like, now it's over, and I feel kind of like icky in a way. I don't know why I always felt like that, but I did. I don't know if that was from my religious upbringing, and I thought that God was judging me, or I wasn't supposed to do that, and then I felt nasty. And I don't think it's anything to feel nasty about. I think that is the moral compass there, telling you you're doing too much or enough is enough. You see, I think that moral compass of feeling shame or guilt, or I did too much here, I'm out of control, I think that's what that is. I think it's that moral compass in every one of us, where if you're someone that's just out, say you have HIV and you're out banging all kinds of women and you're spreading it everywhere, that's wrong to me. That's irresponsibly wrong. That's morally corrupt. And I wouldn't advise anybody doing that. It's just common sense. But anyway, see, I always sound like I'm preaching when I do a video, because I'm telling myself this. This is how I tell myself these things. But I don't see anything wrong with sex. I don't see anything wrong with pleasure and feeling good. And I know for me, as I'm getting older, I'm more into, if it's me and a woman or whatever the situation is, I'm more into teasing and playing around than the foreplay part. The using my hands, using my fat sausage fingers part. But there are days where I'm very, what's the word I can use? I am many things, though, with sex. I have a variety of things that I'm into whenever the time is. There's some times where I like kind of getting right into it and getting into the action. Sometimes I like pulling hair and spanking and touching and teasing and playing around. These are things that I really enjoy as a man. I always been like this, I always been a freak sexually. It's just something that I could never help. And I shouldn't have to help it. It's just be responsible, Nate, and you can do what you do. As long as you're not messing around with a woman that's under a contract of marriage, or I'm not messing around with someone that I'm not supposed to be doing because of certain situations. See, and I'm not even attracted to married women anymore. I used to have something for married women because I think I was jealous of them because they had something going with another man that I didn't, and I was jealous of that, and I wanted that too, but I never want to get in a commitment with paperwork or saying that we have to be together forever, like this eternal sense to it. You know, I'm someone, I want to have a time with someone, and if we have chemistry, and if they are into it and I'm into it, and it's something that's mutual and it happens naturally and there's chemistry there and it clicks and it happens, then it's happening at that time. If it doesn't happen further down the road, then it's not going to be happening. See, anytime I'm being forced to do something outside of the boundaries of what I really want to do in my life, that's just how I am. And I know a lot of people, they'll put so many labels there. They'll say, oh, well, you know, you're not a real man. You know, you wouldn't take care of your family, or you know, you're this or that. See, it has nothing to do with that at all. That's all the societal ways of thinking that I myself, like I said, I'm not into. I don't put myself in that category at all. I'm literally a category amongst myself, if that makes sense. And I don't follow anybody else's rules. I don't follow what they think I should do, or how I should do it, or the way I should live, or how they see it for themselves. That's their lives. It's not my life. But in talking about all that, that was kind of off topic from what I wanted to talk about. But when I think of how I used to be sexually and how I am today, yeah, I'm still like I was with a lot of how I used to be. I'm still someone that I would like sex. I mean, right now, I'm not really doing too much of that with women. I don't even have a woman to call right now in my life. But it's just when you get older, I think men, it's different from when you're a little boy, or you're in your teens, or you're going through puberty. It's different. I can't explain it. It's just different. The things that I was into before and the way that I did things, a lot of them are still kind of the same, but at another time, in another way, it's different, because I like pleasing whoever I'm with. I like to please people. I like to make people feel good. I like to make women feel good. I like when women are bubbly, and I like when women are into what they're into. You know, they have a side of them that is responsible, and they have control, and they take accountability for things, and they're a lady. You see, they're a lady, but when it comes down to the sexual part, they are kind of like me. They like teasing. They like talking dirty. They like getting into it, you know? And it's kind of a shame to say. It's kind of a shame to say this. I don't know what people do when they're by themselves, but I know for me, it's kind of, I really don't want to put it out there like this, but the only thing that kind of gets me going is not the phoniness of porno, not the phoniness of porn. And see, the thing is, I have to say this, I am not against porn, but I don't condone porn to people, but I'm not against it, because me as a man, I know for me, I think porn is an outlet that a lot of men need, if you ask me. If you want me to be truthfully honest, I think that pornography, and when you go on a website and you're watching two people do whatever they're doing, or you're watching a woman play with herself, or whatever it is, that is a necessary outlet for men that do not have a woman to do anything with, or cannot find a woman to do anything with. There's nothing wrong with it as long as we do it responsibly and we're not overdoing it. See, when it becomes this kind of stronghold where you got to do it all the time, then that's when it becomes an addiction. And I'm not addicted to pornography. I'm not addicted to those things, but I do enjoy them. I enjoy when I do what I do because I don't do it all the time. It's not an addiction for me. But the thing is here, as long as I am being responsible and I am not overdoing things and I am in control of my own life, I can do whatever I want to do. And I want to do a video of when we say do as thou wilt. Yes, I'm for that myself, but there's a lot of people that do as they want, but they do it irresponsibly. They're out of control. They don't have any discipline in their life. And this is where you're talking about little boys compared to, quote, men. Now, are they any different? No, they're not different. The mindset is what makes them different. The way they go about what they do makes them different. The way they carry themselves, the way they talk, the way they act, the way they react to things. See, this is why I never want to get myself in a position where I'm being committed to one person, because that's what starts this whole jealousy and this kind of hate, or this buildup of bad things to me. It's very hard to explain. It's very hard to put my finger on this because how we've been brought up to be and how the family structure has taught us to be. And I don't have anything against a family. I'm not saying I have anything against a family. I'm saying for me, the family structure that I knew did not work for me. It wasn't for me. So I sought out other ways for myself to express myself and to be myself. And that's just how I am. I am a lone wolf with the things that I do in my life. It isn't that I don't want to maybe be around people sometimes and do things, but the things that I want to do, I want to either be around women or doing things with women because I love women. I've always been someone that when I go to work, I want to work around women because, see, it ain't that I have a problem with men. I don't have a problem with men unless they have a problem with themselves and they don't know themselves and they can't control themselves and they don't reflect on themselves. You see, this is where me and men have a disconnect because when they come around, most men are in this like competitive mode. Most men are like, oh, look at him clean shaven. He thinks he looks better than me. And this is the thing that goes through men's minds. Let's not lie to ourselves here. This goes through our minds, and we all know it. But when I look at another man, I'm not thinking those dumb things no more. I don't care what he's doing. I have not a care in the world what another man is doing with his life. When I look at him, I'm going, I wonder how he self-reflects on himself. How does he see himself is what I'm asking myself. Because I'm always asking myself, how do I see myself? What am I doing? You see, I'm not projecting on them. I don't care what they're doing. I don't care how they're living their life. I don't care what turns them on or does whatever for them. That's them. And when I look at them, I'm saying to myself, I'm not saying any of the things that normal men might say, like, oh, it's me against him, me versus him. I gotta be a bigger, stronger man for the women. See, none of that stuff pertains to me. I'm not remotely interested in that stuff. I think that's childish stuff. I think that is the way that society and the family and friends and brothers and sisters have conditioned us to think and be. And I know at one time, that's how I felt a little bit, but not so much. Because every time I came around, I didn't feel that way. I wasn't like other men. I just wasn't like them. I didn't want to. I liked friendly competition. I liked competition with basketball. And if we were kind of wrestling or arm wrestling, yeah, I wanted to be the bigger guy and I wanted to win. But I didn't want it to turn into this thing where it was us hating each other. It was fun sport. You know, we did it. I did it to beat you down, to make you better. I did it because I cared for you and I loved you and I wanted to whoop your ass in it because I wanted you to reflect that on yourself to say, how can I be better? If I'm jealous of you, okay, well, I get jealous of things too. I mean, not too often lately. I don't see too many things in the day and age we're in now that I'm jealous of. I'm not lying. But when I am jealous of something, I say, okay, I'm jealous of that. I want to do something similar to that. And I'm going to do something similar to that. And that's how I think. See, I don't think the way that most of society thinks about things, the way that most people might. I think very differently about this, sex, expression. I just have a whole completely different view on it from what probably 99.98% of the world might think about it. And that's just how I am. So I don't know. I got to let y'all go. I got to get in here. I got to make deliveries today. So take care and self reflect. Look at your life. You know, that's all I can say. Later.